You know what time it is.
Bad Dad's time.
That's right. Hey, ooh, get it. Hey, you know what it is. Bad Dad's Podcast. A podcast so good, it's still bad. Yep.
Well, welcome back, party peoples. We're in a new set here.
It's been a minute. Yeah, can you guys tell that we have moved the studio?
It is upgrade.
Are we going to tell the people where it is, or do we not? It doesn't matter.
It's a bat cave. We don't disclose the location.
That's right. It's the Bad Dad Cave.
That's right.
The Bad Cave.
Bruce Dwayne.
Bruce Dwayne.
The Rock.
I like that.
Bruce Dwayne.
Bruce Dwayne, dude.
I like that. In is it Lego Movie or Lego Batman? Where they call Batman Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, who's that? He sounds like a cool guy.
Oh, I dig it. But yes, we're in the new digs.
Yes.
It's been a minute since we did one of these podcasts because
life,
dude, and kids are in a million different things going on, and work is bananas.
Yes, it has been it's not even spring, quite a winter. I don't remember winters being so busy in the past. I feel like spring was always the busy time.
Yeah.
But this winter, holy smokes.
Well, you got your kids in rugby. That's gangster.
Yeah, a couple kids in rugby.
Just slamming.
Yeah.
Just slamming people for no reason.
My 10-year-old is loving violence, as is my 7-year-old daughter loving violence even more. Of course, that's flag, but don't tell her that.
Yeah, well, she's like, it's still rugby.
Yeah. Stop crying. But yeah, so it had, 2 in rugby and then 1 in soccer.
Yeah,
which is just all over the place. And so, but you.
Yeah, no, we
1 in 3 things.
Right. Like we drank a crazy pill. So Nathan, I was coaching his basketball team. And then this is the first time we signed him up for flag football in winter. Right? Yeah, because we always sign him up in fall.
Mm.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. All you gotta do is call and I'll be.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. How are you?
Where were you going to be?
I can't tell you. It's Bad Dad's Cave. Bruce Dwayne. No, yeah. So they all overlapped at one time. So it's basketball, football, and baseball. So then we signed them back up for baseball. And so then you got batting cages, a separate practice, fielding's a separate practice. Then you got the games. There's football practice, and after that, there's batting cages for the thing. A lot. And then Melody, she's in 3 different dance classes. So divide and conquer.
Yes.
That's it. Yep.
That is juggling. We were wondering what we would talk about. And as we do every time we record, we just catch up. And that's the theme. It's juggling being a dad.
Yes.
Right. So not just not being a parent, even though dads are parents.
Yes.
Being a dad and all that, because as we've talked about in the past, we are not calendars.
Yeah. No, it's going to not work.
No. So we're not going to be good about keeping the schedule. That's been established. And we're also at risk of leaving our kids somewhere. We're not picking them up. Or not getting them there on time because we're not. So having them in one thing would be difficult. So to really shake things up.
Here's the thing though. Like I appreciate that we're like, nah, we're going to challenge ourselves. Yeah. Truth be told, I cannot make this up. Tuesday. But it was the whole family. So, but truth be told, we're leaving that baseball field. And I promise you, Melody was where we were when we got Nathan. We're like, yeah, no, good game, dude. All right. Like, let's go. You got your snack, whatever, sweet. We're walking. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, the game was crazy. Da-da-da. We circle over here. We're going up the thing to the car. And it's always Jaden, man. I love my guy, dude. My oldest. Like, oh, man. Where's Mel? Says, man, mother. She was here. I always do that. She was here.
Yeah.
Thank you. She isn't currently.
Yes. Yes. Not my fault. Not my fault.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
That's it. Go back. She's right there just like circling the different areas because in baseball, if you have a night game, they don't get a snack bag like you give them dinner. Did not know that's a
You're
thing.
supposed to feed them?
Yeah, dude. People come with like big old boxes of pizza. I cannot make this up. She's rock star. One of the moms on the team had a crock pot plugged in, and she straight up had hot dogs. People, just serving it up, hot dogs, cupcakes, and all kinds. What is happening here? Yeah, no, I got mad.
You sent me the addresses.
I was like, I didn't
for that tea.
I didn't play, but can I get some of it? So anyway, Melody's walking around just like, what y'all got? Boop. What y'all got?
Potluck.
Boop. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, you just had mentioned sometimes we leave the kids, and I was like, well, didn't that just happen 2 days ago?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like that's when you don't forget them, it's forgetting something. And as much as you want them to remember their own stuff, like water bottles, lunch bags, shoes, like halfway to school, where are your shoes?
It's Wednesday. I don't wear them.
Yeah. All the way back to the house, right? Get them to school. All right, have a good day. Trying to calm down. Like why? Why is it every time?
Yes.
Walk into the office, not wearing shoes. I had sandals on.
Wait, this is a true story?
I had sandals on over my socks. So I felt like I had something on my feet because I didn't get out of the car to walk them to class. It was, curbside drop off.
Yeah.
Like you don't quite stop the car all the way, just like tuck and roll, like gotta go.
That's it. Yeah.
And so just not slowing down the pace at all. I got out of my car. It was the front door of my office, like my old office.
Oh, okay, got you. And you saw the reflection?
No. I walked in, and then it was just the change from, I think, the concrete to the linoleum or whatever's in there. And I kind of like scrunched my toes, just like stepping across the threshold, scrunched my toes and just went, and just turn around.
Got back in the car.
Back in the car. And when you there's like whatever the stages of anger are, like annoyance, frustration, anger, rage,
death.
Yeah. And then there's the like alone with your like shame or like realizing that you were a hypocrite, I guess. Whatever that one is, where you're just soaking in it at that point. Just like, yeah. There's a lesson in this.
Yep.
And I'm gonna think about it while I'm drinking tonight.
With my sandals on.
Yes.
No, I feel you. That's funny though, because the very first thought that comes to you is, I got so mad at them.
Yes.
I got so mad at them.
Yes.
And here my happy butts walking around with some freaking sandals and socks.
Yes.
Right. So the fashion isn't even there.
Which is insult to injury, because that's not my style. I don't wear socks with sandals. It was I don't even remember if it was like wet on the ground in the morning, like going out to the car. So I just didn't want my socks to get wet.
Yeah.
So, right. It was, if I'm going to wear sandals, I'm not going to wear socks.
Yeah.
So like, then I'm that dad. I'm the dad wearing socks.
Making the indent of your toes with the sock thing there.
Yeah. And like, there's been that point in your life where you've done that and then you snapped the strap on the sandal and ruined your sandals because there's just too much tension. The sock was like, oh, hell no, get out of my space.
That's right.
And the sandal's like, you're in my space.
I am meant for flesh toe.
Yes.
I am not meant for sock toe.
So that was, that's the thing. But yeah, when we juggle so what we've, I guess, both been juggling. I don't even know. Like it's
Well,
only been I think we're only like 2 months into the year, but
I know, but
it
dude,
feels
like it was
whole
a
year.
ferocious 2 months, and I think, we've had several conversations about this, right? About all of this, the schedule and everything else. So I think early on, like at least I'll speak to like last year when we had sports going on and Jason football, and then Nathan's doing flag football, and then basketball starting up, and there's excuse me, all of that going on, where I would get irritated in my mind, like I got to be at this thing, or there's another thing. This time, and I'll share it. It came from the homie. He'll be on here. His name's Justin. I don't care. I'm saying it out loud. Okay, man. That'll be a prompt to get him on here.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. This guy's crazy, right? He used to be a Canadian quarterback in the Canadian League. He's a singer, but more importantly, he's a faith-filled man, and he's a heck of a father and a husband. And so we're just talking because I was like, man, I don't know. We took the crazy pill and we signed Nathan up for 3 things that happened at the same time, and I did not at all, because clearly I'm not the calendar. Didn't think about the things that are associated with that, And then we had our first round of that, and hey, that's a lot. Yeah. But he has 5 kids, right? And so I was like, but I'm sure you can understand. And he said this. He said, you know what, man? Like I've already committed to myself that I'm giving, like this decade is what I'm giving. Like I'm giving everything to it. And what I mean by that is everything that's going on, everything where I have to be, and what's happening and everything else is I'm just going to take and live in the moment. And so I was like, yeah, all right, man. Like, first of all, F you. Okay? Like, first of all, I don't appreciate you making me feel small. That's what I'm going to say. I don't feel like a man. But I said, okay, hey, let me take on that mindset. And so I like, that's been it, is just, and the reason I would get frustrated, in the past is because and this is great. Okay, so we were talking about being confident even when you're unconfident, or sharing when you're uncomfortable. Is I recognize and I take ownership of, I would get upset because these events or these practices were cutting into my work time and I'm not done yet. And I'm a creature of pattern and rhythm. And if I don't finish what I set out to do in a given day, like it affects me, right? And so I just took a hard stance on that this time, right? Like, hey, listen, be reconciled to the fact that you know your worth and your work ethic, and you know what defines you. And it certainly isn't, ending at 5:30 as opposed to whatever. So, hey, Nathan has a practice. Bree's taking Melody to get whatever, like just going and being absolutely about that in that moment, that present moment, whether it's a game or whatever, and then being intentional. Like, this is kind of embarrassing. This is Tuesday. Nathan has his first baseball game, and I'd gotten my dad's glove, right, from my mom's house a while back, and had baseball and everything. And I was like, man, like, it'd be cool if we play catch today. And wanted to make sure that I just stand by what, I kind of speak to as well. So anyway, it's like 3:30, and I was like, all right, taking this half hour, dude. That's it. Like, jump outside. And his game's not till 7. His brother put his full uniform up, like cleats. It's like, you can be on the asphalt, man. I just don't injure yourself. But we go outside and we're starting to play catch, and our neighbor was there as well. And then Melody comes outside and she's like, Dad, like, how are you doing this? Like, you're catching. Good job, Dad. Like, she's saying it like that. What the hell's happening? Like, she was like, how are you able to do this stuff and you don't ever even play baseball? Right? And so, like, there was such a moment there of because it's not my favorite sport, right? But I'm about it still, and being able to go outside and create memories with the kids. I just realized, like, that is probably like, that's one of the first times I've put a glove on and played catch. And, Mel saying that kind of like, oh man, okay. I need to continue to be intentional like that in those moments,
Yeah.
Also, I looked at her and I was like, you're grounded. Because hold on to the first part of what you said, which was, you're doing really good, Dad. Yeah, no, be impressed. Okay, because mentally, I've always been able to play this game. Okay, I just didn't show you guys physically yet.
Why are you surprised I'm good at something?
Yeah, I'm so sick of it. Come on, man. But the juggle's real, right? And the responsibility we have as dads to like, what do we do in it? You know, do we sort of hold back? Are we present? You know, those are the sorts of things that have been juggling. Like, what do you do? Like, what's your experience when you're kind of juggling all these things?
Jack Daniels mostly.
Soft J.
Yeah, yak.
Yeah,
Jack
which
Daniels.
coincidentally could happen the next day if you're not careful. You better come on, man.
And that's why they call it that. Yeah, no, I don't. I try not to drink to drown my feelings. I think it's when I'm present, then I'm thinking about being intentional. Like, right. I grew up and it's been, I think, a lot of my young life and young adult life. And then we had kids young as well. And I spent so many of those years waiting to feel like I knew what I was doing, or feel like it was clicking, or feel like I was present.
Yeah.
And I had the moments for sure. You know, you had those magical moments where you're aware, you're fully aware, like, oh, I just want to soak this in. Like I have some of those pictures in my mind still, like my kid says babies in the crib, you know, they're cooing in the crib, right? Or the first steps, or these like Disneyland getting their toys at the end. It's like midnight and they got their Buzz and Woody toy and they're smiling right before bed. And right, they're small and young. They should be so exhausted and crabby, and they were happy. Right?
Yeah.
Not like most of the families you see at Disneyland yelling at their
shut up, get in the car.
You know how much that chocolate covered banana costs? You just threw it at Goofy.
Took a second out on our house for this thing.
Yeah, exactly. I take a loan out to go there. But I don't. It's an interesting thing. I'm as present as I can be, and then I'm present to the fact that it's not always glamorous or glorious. Like sometimes it feels like work.
Yeah.
And then I know, though, when I look back on it, it will be a fonder memory than it felt like in the moment. Like it's this weird kind of meta, like I'm not enjoying this 100% right now. I'm not as present as I want to be. Like I'm not showing up how I want to be.
Yeah.
But then acknowledging that it's okay to myself, like it's okay, but just keep putting in that work because I'm doing it for them. So I want their memory to be like there was nothing wrong, even though there could be a full-blown hurricane blowing.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like before this, I wanted to show that video. There's this video out there and it's like a podcast, and I'm almost certain it's podcast because it's two guys sitting behind a microphone talking to each other. So yeah,
it's a karaoke special.
I'm sure it was just a filming at work. But yeah, it was this older guy. I have no idea who he was. Maybe he's famous, but he looked like he's probably 60-ish. I think like a Southern gentleman looking kind of guy. I feel like he had a cowboy hat on. I could be making this all up. I don't know. But the whole point of it was going to be the host, I guess it would be, asked him, like, do women know? Do you think women know how much goes on inside a man's head?
You did show me that.
Did I?
You did send that to me.
Yep, okay, good. Yep. And he just nails it. Like that there are 10,000 things going on. I think he says something like there are 10,000 things or whatever, thousands of things.
Never know.
Yeah. That you never know are going on.
Yes.
And so I do feel like for me, for whatever reason, it is a constant mental game. It's not like how my wife describes it as being like all this checklist of things you need to do.
Yeah.
It is, I think it all I could probably do a root cause analysis, and it goes back to, am I providing? Am I protecting? Are they secure? Are they safe? Are they healthy? Do they have the things they need? Versus, when do we have this? Or when do we, what gifts do we need to buy for this? It's this like constant check-in of, is my family safe? Do we have what we need? Am I going to be able to provide that tomorrow? Not super long term, but like as in, all the tabs on the browser opening.
Yeah.
But as though a long-term vision of, like, when they get to middle school, are they going to be prepared, or am I going to have screwed them up? And when they get to high school, are they going to be independent and be able to function, socialize, drive, get a job? And then when they go to college or vocational school or whatever they go off to do after high school, are they prepared to launch? Right. It's less short-term and finite and more of a reflection on, even though in this moment I don't feel like I'm at my best, am I doing good enough to where it's not going to screw them up long term?
Yeah.
But more so like from a position of confidence of like, have I done what I need to do to teach my boys how to be men?
Yeah.
Motown Philly.
Back again.
Thank you. And taught my daughter how a man should treat her through my example to her and to my wife.
Words are good, but what is she saying? Yeah.
And so that's what I'm usually going through when I'm driving, watching them in sports. It's hard sometimes to be present, but once I process through it, and I just zoom in on their face. There's always that kind of like, I'm always kind of scanning, like, is it safe? Is there any creepy people around?
Yeah, right.
Doing that perimeter check. But then when I lock in on them and I just see like them smiling, being a kid, or just being themselves, it's just like flashback to when they're teeny tiny and all those other things. Like all that good stuff comes back, and then it grounds me again. So it's kind of a loop like that. But I have to believe that. So, well, I kick it back to you, right?
Yeah.
So when I see you, you always look present, and you're always you, is how I described it. It's like Josh is Josh. And I feel like I code switch.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone out there knows what that means.
I
learned it yesterday.
On where did you learn it? From the
internet.
The internet, see? It's still educating.
From, I think, from Shane Gillis on a podcast, I think. He's hilarious, by the way. But yeah, he was talking about somebody code switching, and I'm like, I think I'm understanding the context, but I don't actually know what that means. Maybe I've heard it before, so I had to look it up.
Yeah, because he was talking about Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Like he would code. So in Django, Unchained.
Yeah, is it a soft D? Is the DJ? Oh my word! I just connected it. It's music. It's DJ Anga.
Oh,
that's what it is.
I thought you were wondering if the D was soft, and I'm like,
oh well. Listen, that's
it is Unchained.
It is cold.
Well, all right. Yeah. So
it was a horrible segue. So you're talking about code switching.
Yeah.
And so that sparked in your brain.
I just really I've observed it in the past, and will observe it in moments where I don't feel like I'm being myself. And it's like that when you're it probably happens husband and wife, but it's usually like, watching it in a movie or like high school age where you have your first girlfriend or have a girlfriend or whatever. And she's like, how come you're different around your friends? I can't really do how come you're different around your friends?
You said that was closer.
Was that better?
Yeah.
I could probably do a voice
Are you
change.
Zafra? You can't be Zafra
Why
around
are you
your
so
friends.
different around your friends?
Oh my gosh.
And you don't know which one to push.
I don't know what to do on this board.
Here, that's the high pitch one.
That is?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably is. I don't know.
That was horrible.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm always like, I'm not different around my friends. Like, I'm a man.
But
Sorry.
and yeah, but I guess maybe that's code switching. Like you grow up doing it.
Yeah.
You're trying to fit in, or it's just different people unlock different energies, or you like right. You don't have the rapport built, so you revert to a different version of yourself. Whatever. So, but I do that right. Like at work, I think people do it. Like, oh, I'll show up in my briefcase with my briefcase and my suit, and whatever, and I have to be professional all day. And then, you go to happy hour and then flip a switch maybe, or, a different crowd, or come home and put on your sandals with your socks and, just relax for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you might be joyful and fun loving. And so I perceive that though, if I'm like going to a kid's sporting event, that if I don't really know the parents, I'm not going to just be like, oh, good job, kids. I love you, sweetie. Blah, blah, blah. Like yelling, like calling attention to myself is what it is. Like I'm not going to call attention to myself because that's the whole point. Like I'm not comfortable
with attention on you.
Right now. And I don't know how to be, but then that can ruin the moment. And now a quick word from our sponsor.
A big thank you to our sponsor, Purchase Green Artificial Grass and Supplies, a local wholesale retail distributor with everything you need, all in one place for not only artificial grass installation, but also modular tile flooring for your garage and or outdoor spaces, be it basketball, pickleball, volleyball courts, and more. With over 65 locations nationwide, Purchase Green is your #1 resource as the Artificial Grass Authority, specialized service and support, and unparalleled product fulfillment. Go to purchasegreen.com to find your nearest location. That's purchasegreen.com. Purchase Green, the grass is greener because we're on your side.
And now back to the show. Right.
Because there's an opportunity.
Yeah, like I could just be locked in. This is about my kid.
Exactly. Staring at their face the way you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And suddenly I'm worried about myself. Right. And now that same kind of scanning, like, are there any weirdos around? I'm like, am I the weirdo? Is everyone looking at me like, why is this dude standing there all serious?
Keeps doing this.
Why is he darting around? He's got the darty eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's usually it. But so that guy on the podcast, and all these things going through your head, and then I think I don't go as far back in my memory banks as I used to, probably because I'm getting older, and so I just can't remember that far back. Where I can't quite get it back to childhood.
Yeah.
But I kind of go back and just reflect, like, man, did I spend enough time? It's not that did I spend enough time with them, because also like if you are providing for your kids, I think in maybe a traditional sense at least, you might be gone for a while, right? Or you're working hard, so you can't quantity wise maybe be around as much as you want. So it's more of like quality, like have I put in that quality time? And as we were talking about, with our teenagers getting older and thinking about that quantity decreasing, and knowing though that you can't get it back. So the emphasis is on the quality.
That's it, man. You nailed it. Yeah. There's a thing I was going to say. It slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. But yes, one of the things is they all three of them kind of tease me on this because they just know, like, I'm like, stop it. But Jay is just like, Dad, can you believe, like, in less than 2 years, like, I'm going to be a senior in high school? I was like, nope, not today.
Yeah.
You know what age you are right now.
Shut your mouth.
And that's right. That's what I want to do. But it hones in on, okay. Oh, that's what I was going to say, which was, it's about how you show up when you're there, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can remember same thing, like hustling back in the day, and Jay's young and money was not there and we're grinding,
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll be on the floor with them, like wrestling with him, or he's jumping on me or throwing pillows, or you know what I mean? Like being able to create those moments and showing up when you're exhausted and just not caring about anything else right now. Like almost matching their energy. And that's the beauty of kids, right? Is a reminder to you of what this is all about in the first place. We come into this world joyful and bringing joy to other people. I was sharing a while back, right? When I was talking
Except
about
when
that.
they're crying. Like,
Yeah.
Because you're talking about as a baby.
Yeah, but
when they cry, like, they're not bringing joy to anybody.
But they can, if they're crying, and then you put the headphones on and you start bumping the jam, and then you start looking at their face in terms of like how they're crunching their face when they're smiling. Now you put a rhythm to it, and you're like, oh my God, like you're a genius.
Dub it.
Right? Then you're like, get it, baby. You crip walking with your lips, and they're like, what? But they don't say anything because they're a baby.
Yeah. Babies are dumb. They don't.
They a box of stupid.
They don't know how to talk.
You know what I mean? But they're developing, so it makes sense. Circling back.
I love babies. I really do.
No, they're great.
Clearly.
But yeah, right. Like it's a reminder that, you know, they come in and they bring joy to others, and they're a light to other people. When they come in this world, they can't even talk. And so as I'm going through these things, I imagine Jaden as a baby, and now we have the greatest conversations. I love the depth of conversation. The young man that he's turning out to be is just fascinating. Who he is, like he's a leader through and through, and he showcases it with his the friend group that he's in. Like that brother come up to us, he doesn't care if like there's a bunch of his friends around or not. Like he's gonna come up and give me a hug, tell me he loves me. Same with his mom, you know, and his siblings, and that's incredible. And so I literally asked, this was either last night or Tuesday night, I say, hey, man, just like, you're gonna like want to hang out with me and stuff, like when you're like, when you're not living here, right? He was like, what? Yes, like of course, you know, but valuing that time. And so now the schedule doesn't feel so magnified. I gotta be here, and we got this, and like, no, dude, all I'm doing is searching through each day for those moments that nobody, no situation in life, nobody can take away. Right, are those precious moments, and making sure I don't mess that up by not showing up, or because think about what, man, I'm talking like about myself, and just like the things you think about that take place of your present. Work, come on, man, like the bills, you know, I'm tired, exhausted, like those are real things. I'm not saying those aren't responsibilities, right? But the life of your child, your spouse, right? Dude, those are the things. I am not by any means perfect at this, nor any of us dads out there, right? But being intentional, and to your point, putting that work in. The biggest one for me is I'm a baby, dude. So like when I get tired, I'm like, when I get sick, no.
I am.
Brie will make fun of me for that. You're gonna hear
patient. It. Nope. That's me too. I don't know. I but it is kind of an interesting thing. I've thought about that a lot. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I like my back scratched.
Do you really?
This is starting to get weird. Yeah. See,
there he is.
But it's like, I feel like then I'm like a purring kitten, because I'm just like, and then my leg starts twitching. Okay, we can
just want to see how long that would go.
I'm enjoying it too much. But it's like that, like you kind of, I mean, we're big macho men, obviously. But
yeah, I mean, dude,
clearly
rips.
Yeah. Rip one.
Yeah, that's right. That smells or whatever.
Ooh, that smell. Is that Peter Frampton?
Dark Side of the Moon, right?
Dark Side is Pink.
No,
Floyd?
that's Pink Floyd. Frampton is the one where he makes his guitars talk.
He comes alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
I feel like him or Ted Nugent does Ooh, That Smell. My dad would be ashamed that I don't know which one. I think. I can't remember.
Good old Kurt Cobain did Smells Like Teen Spirit.
You mean Post Malone?
Correct. New lead singer. Nirvana's coming back.
I didn't hear it. I heard, that was breaking news to me today. Like,
listen, when you got the inside connect. circling back.
Back rub. Wait, scratch my back in.
That's it. So, sort of like when you're. Yeah.
I was saying, like that, kind of like wanting to be the baby again.
Oh, that's a good
I was
point.
like, it's like because when kids are little, like it's so fun, just like rub their back, especially because it doesn't take much to cover the surface area.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but it's sort of that I don't know where I was going with this at all.
Okay. Look, Sue, that is
But
you being confident
I had
in a moment.
something in my brain that made sense to me when I started down this path. Something about looking at the kids and I think maybe wanting to get back to our inner child or something. I don't know.
That does make sense, though.
But it's like that kind of, I think that state, right? Like preserving that state. And I think why we want to see our kids in that state and remember them and be intentional has something to do with us also kind of wanting to be children again. Not like, can I go back in time and be a baby?
No.
But, like, right, in our faith, like, that old piece of scripture, you just finished my words. I know what
Yeah.
because you know it.
Yeah, it said the
eyes of a child.
yeah. I was gonna say eyes of a needle. That's a whole different part of the scripture.
Yeah. It'd be a tiny child.
Faith like a child?
Yes, I think that's it. Clearly, that from the book of the gospel.
Yes.
Of the ends.
Of the ends.
Yeah. Because of the just fake it like the mic's cutting out in the recording.
Oh, because
they wouldn't know.
It's a storm.
Yeah.
But you then again just told them. It's fine. No, but you bring up a good point in terms of
be like a child.
Exactly. Like reflecting on the irony of I can't wait to be a teenager. I can't wait to be an adult.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have my own place. I can't wait to have my car. I can't wait to do my thing. And those are cool things, We're laughing right now because in the studio, someone's making some noise. Whatever, dude. We in a bad dad cave. I don't care. It's Bruce Dwayne right there.
I think there's some bats flying.
That's what it could be. It's Bane.
Alfred's here to bring us some hot
Bane.
cocoa.
That's probably what it is. No, but then right, like now I'm sitting here and I'm just like, man, I could probably just like two things. One, like come home and I'm done. Like just go outside and play and kind of, see the things that I love and look at things like through sort of that innocent lens as opposed to, kind of the facade that's tainted by the world or whatever. So you have that piece, but then you have the love of your parents, right? At that age. Like I'm super close with my mom, love her to death. Like we have, great conversation. My dad passed away, so I was gonna say like I am close with him. That was my guy, so it's not like that was weird. That's
next episode.
Yeah. But no, right? Like I remember like just kicking it with my mom. This is old school, but watching some Golden Girls, right? Like just kind of snuggling up with her. Man, being my friend, But do
back again.
Yeah. Blanche. You know what I mean?
What is the older one? She's hilarious. It's like the oldest
the mom,
one.
right?
Was it the mom?
It was the mom. Yeah. Not Dorothy. Dorothy was the other. I forget it. Oh, Ma. That's how I
can't remember. Yeah. Like I feel like it was like Sylvia or something, but she reminds me yes. So Big City Greens, Lucia watches it all the time. And like the grandma on that, I'm like, what character? 'Cause she's funny and like witty and kind of snarky. I'm like, there is some TV show character that grandma reminds me of. And that's what it is. This has been bothering me for this like 12 months.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I can't what is this from? It's the mom on Golden Girls. Oh, all right. Podcast over.
Brother, that's worth it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
That was worth it. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to sleep so well tonight.
You're welcome.
I take back all the things about all the stuff going on in my head. It has been that connection the whole time.
You're gonna be so present to your kids now.
Yeah, that's nice, sweetie. Who's a dang grandma
gosh,
behind me on
dang
Big
it,
City
dude.
Greens? No, good job. Yeah. I see you tackled it. Yeah, they're bleeding. Good job. I like what that grandma in Big City
because
Greens.
she's snarky.
Yeah. She's just like some other character with gray hair.
So good. So good.
But I think what it was is when you said like when you're sick, you know, and like a baby, I'm like, that's the thing. Like that's kind of like what we ultimately want. Like we want to be a baby again, and we look at our kids and try to look at them young and to try to suck the life force out of them somehow so we can get back to being a baby.
And they do bring the youth into you. They force it. You know what I mean? It was either going to be that or like, what was it? Dr. Sleep, where like the vampires are sucking the soul out of people. And so I didn't know which way to go. Is that the trombone?
It's a sensor button.
What?
I wasn't sure where you're going with that.
What you got? That's a real thing. You haven't seen that movie. Honestly, it's like super long.
What are we
It's
talking about?
so it's like the repeat to The Shining, or not the repeat, like the sequel to The Shining, but
Jack
like
Nicholson?
30 years. Yeah. So like
What is
the
this?
little kid
Yeah.
is like a grown adult. It's called Dr. Sleep.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
him as a grown adult, and there really are these weird whatever. I'm spoiling the movie, but that's what I was talking about, Ronald. Jeez,
I was suddenly worried.
my goodness.
Okay,
all this
Dr.
baby
Sleep.
time. No, that's it. I'm stopping there. I ain't. Come on, we're moving right on past that now.
I'm not sure where to go from that.
No, I think we're there. I think we're there.
I think that's enough.
Yeah,
Just like you're enough.
you're enough too.
Hold me now.
I'm 6 feet. Wrong
No,
one.
wrong one.
No, wrong. That was great.
Thompson twins?
Uh-oh.
Is it Hold Me Now?
What's
There's
the
like
next
that.
part?
There's an
my far. Stay with me. That one, right?
Did you say Hold My Fire?
I did, because I don't know the words. You got to show it.
Oh, yeah. Good job. Thank you. Shout out to Lucia,
Lucia.
our set designer here. Bad Dads with a little Bad Dads 3D. I don't know why your
Genius.
name's first, but that's cool. Thanks, sweetie.
Well,
And what is
and then
D? Josh and D? Like
she crossed
she didn't
out.
even know what my name was.
That's
Clearly we know who the star is.
well.
No, but sweetie, thank you.
No, but thank you. Yeah, I'm
You're
not
grounded.
too good.
Well,
No, I think that's it, man.
thanks for up. Like we always.
Oh yeah,
like
here
to
it goes.
say.
Listen, okay, I think I'm gonna crush it right now.
All right.
Remember, just because you're a bad dad sometimes doesn't mean you have to stay one.
Yes.
Boom!
Nailed
dude.
it. I love it.
That's
All right.
it. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Take care.